Hello, Andy York, SIG Electro-Optics. I'm going to take you now through how to set up your Sierra 3 BDX sight with the BDX app. So again, on the main menu, fourth item down, you're going to see the Sights tab. You're going to click on that. It's going to just take a minute. Your sight has to be on again to be able to do these things. You got to turn your device on. So it is now connected. You'll know it's connected because at the top, the device name will turn blue. That means it's actively paired now with your rifle scope. On the upper right-hand corner, it's a help button. You click that, and it's going to give you an explanation of some of the features that you're going to be taking advantage of in the sight setup page. So read that first, and then I'm going to show you settings, which is the little gear logo in the upper right-hand corner. And here you've got multiple things that you can configure in your Sierra BDX rifle scope. The first one on the list is level plex sensitivity. This rifle scope has a built-in digital inclinometer that's detecting cant, left or right, which becomes increasingly important the longer the shots you're attempting to make. A little bit of cant can really drift your windage on target downrange. So it's really important to make sure that you're level. So there's multiple modes. Auto, I'll explain in a minute. You can shut it off if you don't want level plex, if you don't want the little triangles at the 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. position of the reticle telling you if you're canted, turn it off. If you want to turn it on, you can put it at a 1/2 degree, which is extremely sensitive. Maybe on a bench rest where you have a really solid rest. You can set it at 1 degree, 2 degree, 3 degree. I tend to leave it in auto mode. If you're using a Kilo BDX rangefinder, we range a target. The system knows how far away that target is, and it automatically scales the sensitivity of level plex to further targets. And then close in, it detunes the level because it's not as critical for shorter range shots. Motion activated timeout, we call that MOTAC. You can touch that and set it for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. And I'm going to leave mine on for 10 minutes. It means if the rifle or the rifle scope have been inactive, haven't been touched for 10 minutes, it's automatically going to turn off. As soon as you touch the scope, it'll automatically turn back on. Okay, the second one there is hard timeout. Maybe you're hiking up a ravine and you've got your rifle on a sling. So it's moving. So the MOTAC is not going to power it down because it's in motion. So the hard timeout says regardless of MOTAC, if I've left this thing on and I'm hiking with my rifle all day, or I put it in my rifle bag and I put it in my trunk of my car and the car is in motion, MOTAC won't shut it off. The hard timeout will. And you can set that. This is 60 minutes. Maybe 2 hours. You can set it up to 2, 4, 8 hours, or you could shut it off and it will just stay on until you physically turn it off. So there's all kinds of optionality there. Battery saver mode, I leave on. You can toggle that. That's just a simple on-off question. I leave it on. What does it do? When you power your reticle on, it'll go through a little animated boot up sequence, and after that, you'll get 4 stacked power bars. It's like a fuel tank. 4 bars means full, 3 means 3/4 of a tank. When those bars get down to a single bar, it means you have approximately 25% battery life left. The battery saver mode will kick in. It'll shut the blue LED light off on the power selector ring. All other BDX functionality is fully enabled, but that'll stretch your battery life in case you're on a hunt and you sense that your batteries are running low. Shouldn't happen. Our estimates, there's enough runtime on those batteries to get you through all of hunting season, but again, it's there in case you need it. Ballistic reticle mode, I'll explain in a subsequent video. Wind holes, again, if you want wind holes, or if you don't want them, turn them off. If you want wind holes, you can choose directional, which means maybe I'm in a stationary location and I know the wind is coming from exactly 2 o'clock. And I only want one wind hold point on the proper side of the reticle for that wind hold, and you'll only get one hold. I tend for hunting to put it in symmetrical mode. I usually put a 10-mile-an-hour full value crosswind, and in symmetrical mode, you're going to get a dot on the left and the right side of the reticle, and you know to hold into the wind. So that way, as you're hiking up and down, say, a canyon, and the wind is switching directions, you don't have to come in here and mess with your wind speed and direction. So I leave it on symmetrical. Kinetic is a very interesting feature. I'm going to come back and explain that one in a subsequent video as well. So that was the quick tutorial on how to set up your Sierra 3 sight settings on the Sight tab.